This is Me Before Mom, the podcast that helps moms stay connected to themselves while doing the most important job they'll ever have. And I'm your host, Bert Anderson. Today's Be Better At is having fun with your kids. Be better at having fun with your kids. I think that this is something that we kind of struggle with. At least maybe it's just me who struggles with this, because littered all over social media are things like, don't mind the mess, we're keeping the memories. And then there's a little part of me that when I see that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like what memories am I creating? What am I creating? I need to be actively creating. I have to actively create memories. And that means it needs to look like X, Y, and Z. Like I should be painting with my children, and I should be using Play-Doh with my children, and I should be facilitating all of these things for my children. And in doing that, I stress myself out. And you know why? Because it's not natural for me to want to paint with my kids, because I don't really like to get messy. I can tolerate a mess, but I would rather not finger paint if I had a choice. I'll set everything up for my kids, but I don't really want to do it. So the way I have found that I can be better at having fun with my kids, number one, is to relax. You've got to relax a little. I don't take it so seriously. If you think about it, think back to your childhood. I am pretty sure that some of the fondest memories that you have with your mom is when she was in a relaxed state and was just with you. I remember as a kid, my mom wasn't the type of mother who did a lot of arts and crafts with us. She did play Barbies with us, but my fondest memories of her is when she would just sit and talk with me like an adult. I mean, she would just talk to me and we would have a conversation. So relax. It's not rocket science, having fun with your kids. The other thing that I think helps to be better at having fun with your kids is to understand that not every single activity has to mean something. I feel like we oftentimes put a lot of weight on making sure that every ounce of our day is planned and has some purpose or meaning to it. And sometimes it's okay to just be. It's in those moments where you decide to have a random dance party because a song comes on. Like whenever the song Shut Up and Dance came on, when it was like really popular, I would stop whatever I was doing and I would dance. And my kids loved it because they would start dancing too. I didn't plan that out. I truly stopped what I was doing and sang along and danced to the song because I enjoyed it. And I think it's a good thing for our kids to see our personalities and to see who we are as people. The way that we are going to be able to cultivate a good relationship with our children is by letting them see that we are people and we're not just these authority figures or touchy-feely nurturing figures who make sure that everything is perfect all the time, because life is not perfect. And I think the best thing that we can do for our children is to allow them to see that we know how to have fun. So have fun with your kids. If your kids are young, dance with them, pick them up and swing them around the room. There is nothing that a toddler loves more than spinning around in circles. If, my son right now is really into football, I swear he could be a statistician when he grows up. I have no idea what he's talking about 95% of the time, but I talk to him about it because that's what he's really interested in. And you know what? I'm learning stuff. I don't pretend to be an expert because that's not my job. And I'll say to him, yeah, I have no idea. His new thing, and I think it's because the Super Bowl was in Minnesota this past year, is to inform me of all of the Super Bowl halftimes ever created and ask me if I remember them. I'm like, no, I don't remember them. The only Super Bowl halftime that I really remember is the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake halftime show. That's the only one I really remember. I don't remember the one that he says was apparently the worst Super Bowl halftime show. I guess it had to do with Disney. And yeah, and he said it was really, really bad. And do you remember that, Mom? I'm like, no, I don't. I think my parents may have taped that, and I think I may have seen it. And I think I actually liked it, but I was also a child when I saw it, which is why I liked it. But it's showing, it's fun for him to kind of like, I don't know, school me, but kind of, yeah. I mean, educate me on something. It gives him a little bit of power because he feels like he's an expert, and I am learning something, and I am showing him that I am not all-knowing. And I think it's really important for our kids to be able to see us when they're children, not be perfect. Because there is a level of, there's a level of, I think, humility that we're able to teach our kids when we have fun with them. And we let them know that, you know what, life is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. So relax with your kids. Know that not every single activity has to have a deep meaning or planned out purpose to it. Sometimes it can just happen organically. And those are the times, I think, that are probably more memorable for our kids. So that's how you can be better at having fun with your kids. That's all we have. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to connect with me on bertmanderson.com, and please visit our website, matriarchdm.com, for all of the show notes and to hear other awesome podcasts.